why not fight against Pereira, a guy who's the same age as you, and we walk around the same exact size? Only fight right now that makes sense to my legacy, a guy who's young and, well, my age and active still, and have something worthwhile to me.
Here, he didn't seem over the moon about the idea of you fighting at heavyweight. If you could send a message to him, I'm sure you'll have meetings and stuff, but what would your pitch be to move up to heavyweight?
Não precisa. A gente teve conversa lá atrás.
No need. We already talked backstage.
What did he say?
O que ele falou?
Segredo.
It's a secret.
The showdown between Alex Poatan Pereira and Jon Jones has been trending for over a year, ever since the hunter brutalized the samurai. But a lot has changed since then. Jon ducked out of the fight with Tom, and Alex lost his belt to Ankalaev. Still, fate doesn't make mistakes, and the company's ultimate boogeyman took back what was his, brutally executing the Dagestani in their rematch. Pereira paid tribute to Jon's brother, hinting at the dream fight fans have been waiting for. And you know what? Dana White's tone about this matchup has softened big time. So in today's video, we're breaking down Pereira versus Jones, why this fight makes sense now more than ever, and why it might just be the biggest clash in UFC history, even bigger than Jon versus Tom. But don't you forget to subscribe, or Jon pulls out once again. Let's go. 2024 can officially be called the Poatan year. Alex didn't just deliver 3 absolutely brutal knockouts, he also saved 2 big cards, cementing himself as one of Dana's top favorites. Well, right after you know who.
I get that narrative.
In just 11 months, Pereira fought 4 times, scored 4 knockouts, and defended his belt 3 times. A run so dominant, it put him on the verge of achieving the impossible, a shot at a 3rd UFC title.
So today I was at work and I had a bunch of meetings over there this afternoon, and I went over to the PI and he was over in the PI. And I'm like, well, you're the last guy I expected to see here today. What are you doing here? And they're telling me, we want to fight at heavyweight. I said, how about we win tonight and focus on tonight, and then we can talk about, heavyweight, and I don't know.
After the win over Yuri, Alex called out Jon, of course right after Jon's inevitable finish of Joe Stipe Biden, which was only a matter of time. At that point, the UFC was building toward a showdown for absolute greatness in the heavyweight division between Jones and Aspinall. But even back then, it was clear Jon just needed an excuse not to fight Tom, no matter how hard Dana tried to cover for his golden boy.
You're like 35 pounds bigger than me, right? I get it. It's like, wow, this Jon's so good. We finally found someone way younger and way bigger than him. Let's see how he does against that. I get that narrative. But for me, if you were my manager, if you were on my team, why not fight against Pereira?
At that time, Dana was crystal clear. As much as I love Jones, the Pereira fight isn't happening until Jon faces Tom. But as we all know, the miracle never came. Jones dropped the belt, and the dream matchup faded into fantasy. Yet 2025 has given us something rare in this sport, a second chance at a miracle.
I wanted to ask you, is Conor coming back?
So Conor says he's coming back. He's in the pool. He's doing his thing. He's all kinds of footage of him training. He wants to fight on this White House card. We'll see.
Great. The White House. Dana White said you and Jon Jones, that's a real deal.
I'm going home. I'm going to get the head down. I'm going to rest. They're testing me. I'm in the pool. I says, you always say, man, I thought that's what the pools are for, jumping in and out. But I'm back in the pool. So get ready and stay ready, because damage will be done. Oval Office, White House.
The moment news broke about the upcoming card at the White House, fans flooded Dana with questions about Jon. After all, there aren't many American fighters left on the UFC roster who could headline an event of that magnitude, and Dana's response was short and to the point.
Jones says he wants to be on there too, and he says he would fight whoever the champion is at that time. But would you be okay with him coming back and potentially winning that belt again? And you might have to go through.
Well, it's not even about him winning the belt. I mean, how I felt about him. I can't risk putting him in big positions in a big spot and have something go wrong.
Right around that time, Conor started his detox, at least in the media. He was suddenly all about training and less about those snowy parties, again, at least in the media. And that gave the bald one a glimpse of hope.
This is #1 bullshit.
Up until the Pereira and Kalaev rematch, it seemed like there was no real alternative to Conor. But Alex's spectacular performance changed everything.
I'm like, well, you're the last guy I expected to see here today. What are you doing here? And they were telling me, we want to fight at heavyweight. I said, how about we win tonight and focus on tonight, and then we could talk about, heavyweight. And I don't know.
Pereira did something insane, so much so that even Carlos Ulberg said he's all in for the mega fight between Alex and John. It's the matchup everyone wants to see, right here, right now. And now, there's only one thing left. Convince Dana that this fight may be even bigger than Conor's comeback.
Good luck with that. Good luck with that.
Why is everyone only talking about Alex moving up? Just imagine this. John drops back to light heavyweight and gets slept by a left hook?
That's fucking illegal.
All right, I'm joking. But seriously, the John versus Alex fight has never been more relevant. Unlike Pereira, John isn't fighting, isn't evolving, while Alex is grinding hard on his wrestling and grappling. Even as a heavyweight, Alex would be way faster than Jones, a guy who, let's be honest, was running from Stipe at times. And that Poatan left hook? In heavyweight, it might just be strong enough to stop Thanos himself. Now just picture this. Conor gets sidelined again. What does the company do? A rematch between Izzy and Sean as the main event at the White House, or Colby versus Jorge II, bare knuckle style.
This is #1 bullshit.
Exactly. You simply can't come up with a bigger event than Alex versus John unless you make Conor versus Nate 3, which is impossible. The only thing that could stand in the way is Gane beating Tom, which would instantly open the door for Jones's comeback. After all, Cyril Gane would give him far more legacy value than the planet's hardest finisher, hands down.
I don't know what you're arguing about here. I don't even know how we're in this conversation. Where are the helicopters when you need them?
The win over Magomed turned out to be a lot tougher for Alex than most people expected. And no, we're not talking about the fight itself, but rather the aftermath for the boogeyman. Even though Alex has fists made of stone, his feet and toes have always been his weak spot. And once again, Poatan got injured. This time though, it's much more serious than what he suffered against Hill or Yuri. This puts the bald boss in an interesting spot. Poatan is unlikely to be ready for another successful fight before the White House card, meaning he'd only be potentially available by June if Conor doesn't make his comeback and the blood doesn't spill. That said, the chances of this fight happening are growing by the day. And yeah, not many people point out that John and Alex are the same age, which makes it impossible not to recall that famous Bones quote.
Pereira walks around at like 240, and he has magnificent accolades. Business-wise, it makes more sense. Fight the, I'm gonna call him this, fight the nobody that may be more dangerous, or fight the guy with all the accolades.
Let me repeat what I said earlier. Back in 2024, I wouldn't have given Pereira even the slightest chance, not even a lucky punch. John could switch stances with ease and had a great feel for catching kicks. But here and now, the picture's changed. Alex has shown real improvement in his takedown defense in recent fights. He's proven that he learns from his mistakes. And now, Pereira has demonstrated that he can adjust to those southpaws movements. Alex knows knows how to manage distance really well. And I'll say it again, even at heavyweight, he's clearly going to be faster than John. The fight IQ of the once Bones won't let him stand and trade for long with Alex. But the real question is, how will an almost 40-year-old Johnny close the distance against Pereira, who definitely won't be the aggressor here, throwing fast calf kicks? And what happens to the GOAT's chin if he eats that signature left hook on the way in? Especially considering that even an 82-year-old Stipe managed to rock the American? In this case, age is definitely working in favor of the boogeyman. The more John sits on the couch drinking beer and showing up in random Russian reality shows, the more Alex keeps grinding. And right now, this is the perfect moment for him to bulk up the right way and try to shock the world once again. DC said Shama would be the greatest if he could beat Jones. And yeah, plenty of guys have tried, many with better odds on paper. But Alex Poatan Pereira has proven time and time again that he can pull off the impossible, even when the situation looks hopeless. And now this dream matchup might finally turn into reality. All we can do is wait for the official announcement.